And this is something that she could have prevented by either paying the money on time or communicating with the two plaintiffs, either herself or via a person on her behalf, as we all saw her boyfriend came on Malisafi's platform when the complaint went public. I really wish Madam Becky would have been present in court today because our invite was so matured and friendly. But the law does not work on sympathy rather than it works on facts. In this case, I find that all the evidence submitted are substantial and admissible even in a court of law. I also rule that the plaintiff have presented sufficient evidence that the money was paid to Becky.
Hello guys, it's your girl Patient Status. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscription box and put on the notification bell so that you're not any time I post a new video. Remember, I'm the queen of online gossip. So welcome to today's video. Don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment on the comment section.
Nancy, I think that's the issue because people can clearly see the judge. Okay, so and I believe people can actually hear the judge. People, watu wa ghost komeni. Jasper here. Kuna watu wengine wanasema ako ghost. So meaning that it is their gadgets that have a problem. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you guys. Thank you. So you can clearly see her. And guys, can you just answer kwa comment section? Can you hear the judge? Can you hear the judge? Yes or no? Yeah? Can you hear the judge? Yes or no? Thank you. Excellent. You can. Apo sasa. Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. So we are going to, guys, so this is how we are going to do it. We are going to be the biggest power tapping team ever. So when you are in court, you are listening to proceedings na unakuwa ile Power Tapper Pro Max, if you don't mind. Na mtu amesema tumweke big screen. I've realized that when I try putting the judge on big screen, ni kama it is not expanding and I don't, or maybe it is the judge's gadgets, but I think maybe it could be on my side. But we are going to really try and make sure that the judge is visible and audible throughout this session. Thank you so much. So, Your Honor, I have I will begin by bringing in one of the witnesses to this case, and also we also have apart from bringing one of the witnesses to this case, if she is already here, please be ready. I have spoken to all the witnesses this morning. One of the witnesses, Your Honor, to this case is currently unwell and in hospital, but she will be following the proceedings very closely. Your Honor, if you remember when I was briefing you about this case, there is a young lady who lives in Dubai, and she her name is Becky, and she is somebody who is very, very familiar to the rest of TikTok. What happened was that Becky needed to extend her stay in Dubai, and therefore she needed some kind of a soft loan. Your Honor, I know that this court really does not do the work of debt collection. However, there is a way in which this particular case has brought a bit of friction within our platform as Kenyan and East African TikTok. And we really hope that you will help us resolve this friction so that we can move forward in harmony, Your Honor. I want to give you back the mic as I bring the first defendant on the podium. Your Honor, you can take the mic. Thank you.
I want to first of all state that sometimes because of the court being in session, all the gifters, I can acknowledge that you are gifting, and when I bow or when I show the sign of the palm, I am showing gratitude to the gifters for for their gesture of kindness and support to this court. Apart from that, Madam Prosecutor, let us try to be professional about this case, because I want to understand on what grounds are we going to proceed. Can I please have, before I have the first defendant, the first witness coming, can I please be given the advisory statement if we have the accused or the plaintiff in court today? Thank you. And as we are waiting for Madam Prosecutor, I think she is in communication with the rest of.
Your Honor,
yes, please.
Yeah, so she is on her way. She's coming. The plaintiff is coming in a minute, Your Honor. Yeah, she's on her way coming. Thank you.
We are waiting for the plaintiff and a directive message from the accused. If they wishes not to appear, it's still okay. We proceed regardless. The counsel, are they already on their way?
Yes, the counsel is already on the way. The counsel is on the way. He will join in a minute. The counsel will join in a minute. Yes, Your Honor. So I've got the defendant on the phone. Your Honor, may I talk to her very quickly, please? Thank you.
Please proceed. In the meantime, as we wait for the outcome of the Office of Madam Prosecution, remember, guys, that TikTok law courts is for us and for only the people, and we appreciate the support, the kind gestures for our gifters. We also appreciate the negative controversy, because at the end of the day, that is where the money is. The money is in the negativity and the controversy. Otherwise, we will not be relevant on TikTok. Thank you so much, guys. Do not worry about the staff of the court. From the judge, we are able people. I am the judge who God has shown mercy. I do not announce myself as a president, rather than I am the one who the Lord has shown mercy. And this is my second chance to serve and present what God has given me to the members of the public. So we continue regardless. And like I said, no retreat, no surrender. Madam Prosecutor, we will be waiting for you. But as we go on with this case, I think we are looking at a possible obtaining. I want to establish whether it is by false pretense or how we are going to proceed with this. But when we get here and we hear from the plaintiff, we are going to understand the manner of charges that we are going to lay on the accused. And if they fail to come to court, it is a thing of state of fact that we have summoned her and she has failed to come and prove a case. We will give a ruling that is still fair and still matured and that promotes justice and peaceful coexistence. Thank you so much, guys. Madam Prosecutor, are you ready? We are waiting for you, Madam Prosecutor. Can we also have the senior counsels? Moderators, please bring up the senior counsels, because we have a legal conversation we need to, discuss as we are waiting for the plaintiff. So all the legal counsels should be up. Let them approach the bench. I need to have a conversation with them. In the meantime, I will give also a brief explanation of who a judge is. A judge is a nominated or elected official who facilitates the delivery of justice by making impartial decisions based on their legal knowledge, evidence that they rule admissible, testimonies by witnesses, and standard procedures and precedents. I am qualified and I am trained. Like I said, I am dealing with very hardcore TikTok criminals who are short-wired and intoxicated with all manner of drugs. We will, however, not relent. We will not relent. We continue forward. Madam Prosecutor, are we ready?
Not yet, Your Honor, not yet. So continue talking. I'll be ready soon. Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah.
I want the counsel to approach the bench if they are in the.
Yes, the counsel is coming. Your Honor, allow me, continue talking. Allow me about 3 more minutes, Your Honor. 3 more minutes.
All right.
Thank you, thank you.
In the meantime, as we wait for office of the prosecution, we shall engage members of our courtroom. Good morning, comment section. What's been popping? What's going on? As well as let us familiarize ourselves, yeah? When we are lending money to either friends or families, legally, as an educated person, you are supposed to have your contract or your agreements and terms and conditions written down or electronically delivered to you. This is substantial evidence that can be provided in a police station or in a court of law when you seek to collect back your money. Regardless of how it has regardless of how it has happened, we want to establish what is the way forward of this case, and I request the comment section to please learn from this court proceeding because it is what everyone goes through at home. And I'm looking forward to meet all the plaintiff and the witnesses, and if the accused could feel comfortable to trust the competency of this TikTok law courts, she is invited and she is hereby summoned by the judge herself. I extend my warm welcome to everyone that will be participating in this court. Aside from that, I shall use this time because 3 minutes is too long for me to be running my mouth here. I am not a parrot. I shall use this time to engage members of the comment section. If you have any question, good morning, Bianca. If you have any question whatsoever, you can come in. Mongeli, I see you are in the panel section. Please advise this court what is your contribution to this matter, or why are you here? You're most welcomed. Okay, they have dropped. What is the punishment if someone is found guilty? Madam Zelas Uhura, I want to understand if the accused is found guilty in this court, I will give a free, fair, ruling. It could be either a compensation, a penalty, a fine, and it depends with the element of, the element of criminality or argument. I think both the parties are aware they have to be creative, and in a court of law, the judge does not know the truth. The plaintiff and the accused have the truth and God. So we are waiting for them, and depending on their presentation and how they argue their case, I will be able to be free and fair with them in my ruling. Anyone else would love to take the microphone? Madam Chelly, the mic is yours. Madam Shelley, would you like to say something? Moderators, please, if there's any contribution whatsoever that, it's supposed to be given to this court, please bring someone up so that they can talk as we wait for office of the prosecution to be ready with the plaintiff.
Your Honor, I have spoken to the defendant.
Yes.
and she is finishing off on I think someone has an echo. I wonder who that is. But she's finishing off on a job, and then she will inform the court what time she will be here. Unfortunately, Your Honor, it is a working day for the defendant, and for that reason, she's juggling between being in court and maintaining her job, her work going. So do understand, Your Honor, do understand. Now, another thing is that the witnesses, I've already informed them. Okay, so I need one of the moderators to come up, kindly, one of the moderators to come up. If that's okay.
I am on the, I am on the big screen right now, Lady Jacqueline, Madam Prosecutor, is that okay? Now you.
Yeah, if you are on the big screen, that's good. It doesn't show from my end, and I don't understand why, but okay, all right.
Now I'm back, yes.
Okay. All right, Your Honor, Moon Goddess has now come. It's blank. Yeah, the big screen is blank, and I'm wondering why. Moon Goddess, welcome. Your Honor, Moon Goddess is here, and she is the one. I've spoken to the defendant, that is Becky Akinyi. Moon Goddess, come on the. I think I've got a problem with this big screen thing. It's not working on the. Just give me 1 minute, Your Honor. I'm still struggling with this grid. Really not helping us. Okay. So everyone else, you can mute kindly. And Moon Goddess, the mic is yours, my dear. Good morning, Moon Goddess. Goddess of the
Good morning to you too.
Yes.
How do I start?
Yes. So basically, you need to talk to the judge, follow protocol, and then you just start explaining. You can actually just explain the case, what happened, and everything, please.
I would love, for sake of transparency and data collection of everything that is transpiring in this court, please start by introducing yourself and telling us who you are and what is your participation in this case that is before us. It's good for data collection.
Your Honor, my name is Moon Goddess. I happen to be a witness of a case that was over a crime that happened online in public. But before I talk, I don't see the people, especially the one I'm her witness. So how can I explain myself without them being here?
Yes, please. Madam Prosecutor, how far are we with the plaintiff herself? Forget about the accused for a minute, but how far are we with the plaintiff herself? Because we need to proceed by hearing from the mouth, the source of the mouth, the main person.
Yeah, because I can't explain myself. The case is actually not mine. I just happen to be a witness. So if the two of them or one of them was here, it makes sense.
Yes, please. In this case, we are going to start with the plaintiff. It is only relevant that she is in court to file and to present her complaint, so that we also, the counsel and the members of judiciary, understand what nature are we going to approach this case with. Please, Madam Prosecutor, advise this court how far are we with the pursuit of getting them in court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In the meantime, as we wait for office of Madam Prosecutor, because I believe that she is professionally trained and she is right now trying to get hold of this, this plaintiff and accused. We do understand the delay because this is a working day in Kenya and in anywhere they are, and we understand if they are still at work and they would want to come in later. But however, because of time and court session going on, I would love to give this mic to Madam Goddess, not to present the case. Please avoid starting the case before the plaintiff is here. I'd love to give this microphone to get familiar with you because, like I said, I am a fair and a neutral judge. I want to understand you, your personalities, what do you do, because it's also going to play part and parcel of this case. And how are you related with the plaintiff?
Me, I'm Goddess. I am borrowed. I am spiritualist. I just that is what I do for a living. The reason why this case I'm involved with is because when the person can I mention their name, Your Honor? So this girl called Becky Akinyi came online asking for help for somebody to loan her 150,000 Kenyan shillings. So when we were like scrolling TikTok, it was all about her being bullied and all that. She's never my friend. It's just somebody that I know. So when I saw the bullies and all that, so I felt so bad, and I asked them, why are you bullying Becky so much? And you guys forgot, like, her platform used to help people. She raised 5 million, even though it was to take somebody to US. They were thinking it was about medical issues. She raised the money to build Otuoma's house. Like, her platform has been there for people, and she also built other people's platform. So I felt bad that these people, instead of coming through for her when she really needs help, and I believed for somebody like her to come online and ask for a loan, the situation must be really bad. So I felt bad, and I said, even if you guys are crucifying somebody, it is good to always remember the goodness of someone. We don't just judge them with their bad side, you know. So I opened my live. No, Alego opened the live. Actually, that day I wasn't even on that really anymore. So Nikome came and said, hey, Moon, have you heard what is happening in Dubai? And I said, what is happening? Becky Akinyi, blah, 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 blah. And I felt bad, and I said, that is not good. Instead of laughing at her, what if she died in Dubai? We will raise 11 million to bring a dead body. Instead of us coming through right now that she needs help, so when somebody is alive, we should help people when they are alive, not love them when they are gone. So I was like calling out, you know, the way you can just be dualist. So me, I was dualist. And then a lady came and said, I'm willing to loan Becky the money. So we were looking for Becky. And then later Becky came on that live. So when the girl was supposed to give Becky money, she withdrew the money from Mshwari. This is the first lady actually. Withdrew the money from Mshwari, and then she told us to wait 2 hours. And we raised 15K on that platform, because I asked her, Becky, if you know you will not pay the money, you would rather just say we do michango, and the little you get, maybe your boyfriend will do what? Will support you to top up and all that. She said she doesn't need mchango, she just need a loan. So I said to myself, if this lady agreed to give you the loan, me and Alego babe, we are witness, and we trust you that you're gonna pay the loan. And she said she just need it because it was August 16th. She said she just need the money by 6th September. She will pay the money because she will already have the money. So when Agutu, the first girl was called Agutu came, and so we were waiting the next day. So the next day I asked Becky. No, Becky texted me, and she asked me, is the lady going to help me? I said, she didn't send you the money. So we looked for the lady, and the lady said she's not going to send that money if Auka is not a witness. So we said, after all the agreement, why you didn't involve Auka in the beginning? So she said she's not gonna send that money. So I felt so bad that some people went in her inbox and told her not to help Becky. So the next day I opened my life and started narrating about this issue of, if somebody wants to help someone on TikTok, why would you go on their inbox and told these people not to help, especially when somebody perhaps is really in need? So as I was ranting, this angel came. Her name is God Bless. And when she came and she said, I feel bad how people troll somebody, especially a girl trying to make it, to change her life back home. If she needs 1,000 euro, call her here. I will loan her that money, and she has, with one agreement, I will do it public, and she has to tell me how she's going to pay the money, if it is twice or once. And the lady told me to look for Becky. So I don't know, Dubai time or whatever. So I called Becky, and Becky told me she will we made arrangements of God Bless and Becky meeting on live and her platform in public when everybody is available. I called Becky on WhatsApp, and then we went to this live, and the lady gave her the money, the 1,000 euro. So I told Becky, make sure you paid back that money. And this lady asked Becky, how are you going to pay me the money? Twice or once? And Becky said, I'm going to pay it once on 6th of what? Of September. So the lady said, I will give you until 13th of September, just in case something came up. And we agreed on that. So I never followed up the issue.
1 minute, Madam Good Goddess. Ukiingia kwa panel, zima mic. Shelly, can we have you muting, please? Because there is an echo, and we need to get this, from very loud and clear. Thank you so much, Madam Goddess. Please take the mic.
So after the money was given, it was sent by M-Pesa. I have the evidence, and she agreed on paying once on 6th September, but the lady gave her until 13th of September. So I never followed up about it because I thought she was really gonna pay the money. So on 6th, she didn't pay any money. On 10th, I reminded her, did you pay that girl her money? And she told me, I've already talked to the girl and we agree on how we're gonna pay. So I asked the girl, Becky told me you and her agreed on how you're gonna pay. And she said, yeah, I asked her and she said things are not okay with her right now. So I decided to give her to pay the money twice. So I'm waiting for her to pay on 30th of September and then 31st of September and then 31st of October. Like she was given 2 months to pay. So I said, that is fair enough. And I never actually followed up. So when it was 30th, 2 days before, the lady reminded her, I hope you still remember our agreement is on 31st. She never replied. I also went to her inbox and I told her, Becky, I hope you're still remembering 31st, we are supposed to pay the money. And she replied me and said, I hope akita turamba in Swahili. I said, be positive and please don't disappoint the lady. She said she won't, she will try her best. So we waited for 31st, nothing happened. So me, when I scrolled TikTok, I found the lady that gave Becky money was in Malisafi's platform explaining the situation. So me, I felt bad and sent this recording to Becky, and I asked her, Becky, what is this really? Why would you let this thing to come this far? Right now we are all over FYP for something actually you said it was a loan and you can afford to pay it. Please, this is so embarrassing, and me, I don't really need drama. And then instead of her looking her mistake of not paying the money on time like she promised after the lady gave her, like, you pay 31st September and 31st October, she went mad and said, you guys wanted to do that to me so that you guys get famous. Like, for real, you came online asking for a loan. So if somebody went online complaining about the money, after agreement you don't reply, you don't accept their calls and all that. So she has a right to do whatever she did. So later she said we want fame and she's not going to pay that money until we stop using her name, blah 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 blah. We are messing with her brand, whatever. So we talked and the lady asked her, so are you going to pay the money or not? So 50-50, she was like, I'm gonna pay the money, but until you stop narrating with my name, blah 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 blah. So my name is what? So I said, let's give her until 31st October. So on 31st October, still Becky never paid even a bob to this lady. So the lady was really stressed because she didn't know how to find Becky. Me, I've never met Becky, but it was just an online, how you can feel an empath towards somebody. So me, I asked the lady, so what is your take on this? Do you think you can go to Dubai, because the lady also is a resident of Dubai, and file this case? Maybe if you can get the money and all that. So she said, let's give her time until the 31st October. If it's ended without her paying the money, then I will see what to do. So me, I called Becky. She didn't pick up. I sent message. She just blue tick me and all that. And then I asked the lady, what do you think? She said, give her time until the October. If she hasn't paid, I will see what to do. So when I was here on this court the other day, the lady commented there, Mungodes, please, can you bring my case to court too about my money? And that is when I said, okay, let me bring the case to this court if she can get help. And then in between, Becky text the lady and ask, is this your M-Pesa number? That is now one month ago. Is this your M-Pesa number? So we thought she was gonna pay the money. Until now, when she that when we were contributing that money, it was really like everybody here, you can feel the pain of that lady. She needs to pay that money, even if she pays a half and say like, I can't afford to pay the rest. It will make sense. So that is the problem.
Okay, thank you so much for explaining this, and thank you for coming on this platform at the right time. And I want to use, before I do what I want to do next, I want to say this to the members who are in court in terms of comment section right now. Madam Goddess, could you, okay, you have muted, yeah? So the nature of what she has just explained, we are going to look at this case. At first, I thought it was procedural justice, whereby we are just going to look at this case. We are going to be fair about it. But when she has presented it, I have realized one thing, that number one, this lady called Goddess seems to be affected because she is the she's the channel that connected the debtor and the one who took the loan, right? And so she has a complaint as well, because to what I understand from the last pre-trials, you said that you are also bearing public disgrace and embarrassment due to the fact that the accused has not paid this money, and yet you are part and parcel of the people who advocated for her to qualify for this loan. And now that makes you also a plaintiff. So the plaintiffs are first. We have the first plaintiff, who is the one who gave the money, and we also have other plaintiffs who are also standing as witnesses because they are affected with this court. Let's take into consideration that all the counsels in the house, so that we can proceed. Madam Prosecutor, are you ready with the main plaintiff, the first plaintiff? Because now we've heard from the second plaintiff. Regardless, because they have seek time to balance court and to balance their work. Let us not interfere with their means of livelihood. We understand that. Madam Prosecutor, are you ready, or should we continue? Because I can continue.
Yes. Your Honor, I have spoken with the first, I think it is the plaintiff, Your Honor, I am going to be very, very straightforward about this. The lady in question, Becky, she seems to not be in agreement with the lender. And I think we may have a problem, Your Honor. We may have a problem in that I think she feels, what she has told me this morning, Your Honor, is that her name was dragged through the mud. She was bullied severely. And she feels, I think that's where her main problem lies. The fact that...
Madam Prosecutor, please advise the accused that when you have been sued in court, you can also counter-suit, and you can also use your own complaint to, counter-explain yourself in court. It is the work of the judge to weigh both sides and the jury to give a fair verdict, having listened to the other side and having listened to this side. So she's allowed to come here and raise the exact complaints she's raising via phone to your office, because exactly that is what happens in a court. So So when she does not come here, I find that disrespectful. Rather than walking into a court where you know you can also get justice, you understand? Advise these people not to fear a court proceeding. That is what happens with people even at home. You fear a court proceeding, you do not show up, the judge has not heard from you, regardless, it will be in session. Regardless. Who is talking?
Oh, now.
Yes. Going forward.
She was born. I object the part that
Going forward.
being muted.
Madam Goddess, a little bit. Going forward, Madam Prosecutor, I want you to advise the accused right now that coming to court does not mean she is guilty. And, saying something outside the court is a show of pity party and not admissible in this court. She can come to court and she can explain her sides. She can explain these concerns, this frustration, these predicaments, and we will listen and we will also consider them. So I am going to be the ruler who will weigh, apart from paying this loan or not, what other compensation should the other side give this side because of such and such that transpired when they had altercation. If they never fought each other, we won't be here to deliver justice. Let her come to the court session. She is welcome, and I assure her this is a free and fair court. Let her come with the same concerns and present them to me. Otherwise, it is not admissible to give me a pity party. Thank you. Madam Goddess, we continue with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will just remind our very able moderators that I'm going to be handling the muting of mics from above here, so you don't need to worry about the mics from down below. Only when people come up to the platform, that is when you need to focus on muting their mics. Thank you, Your Honor. Mungodes, I apologize for that muting. I think it was done in error. My biggest apologies. Okay, take the mic, Mungodes. Thank you.
Thank you, Lady Judge.
Mungodes, I want you to compose yourself and, calm down. You're having a conversation with the judge, and the next procedure right now is I'm going to cross-examine you, and I hope the counsel are seeing this, because as I've just said from your explanation, I think we are going to look at substantive justice here rather than the procedural justice, but it could either way, because you can see there are complaints filed outside this court. For now, we have not admitted the complaints because they are not official in this court. Madam Goddess, I want you to, you've explained to me what transpired. I want you to explain to me how the situation that has led you to this court has affected you personally as an individual, and explain to us why you at one point a guarantor in this loan.
Moon Goddess, unmute, please. Moon Goddess, unmute kindly.
Thank you, Your Honor. You said you want me to explain which part? I didn't get it. Maybe my network was misbehaving.
I have gotten the brief explanation, and from your explanation, I have realized that apart from the complaint of loan that you are a witness to, you might also have your own complaints that have arisen from this loan remaining unpaid between God bless and Madam Becky, who is the accused. So I asked you to take the mic, explain to us in your own words how this situation has affected you individually, and at one point, were you just a witness or were you also a guarantor?
So, Your Honor, thank you for that opportunity. The reason why I felt bad was because to be honest, the way I know Becky, I really felt like, some people, they don't know how to ask for help. But when somebody came live and cried like they need help, that somebody has took a lot of courage to come on public and ask for that help. So that kidogo made me felt so like that was so nice of her to speak out on whatever she's going through, so that she can.
Your Honor, allow me to talk 1 minute. Sorry, good mood goddess. God bless is here. God bless. When you're ready, just request and join the live. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
So the reason why I felt affected is because I was the one who connects the two, and I was playing as a witness and also as a guarantor towards the case, because I don't know how to explain it better, but I am in the middle of all this issue, and then I feel bad when I don't know how God bless feels about it, because she really helped with a good heart. So that also makes me feel bad that I feel like we took advantage of her kindness, and that kills me. And the fact that Becky is saying like she was bullied, that's the reason why she's not paying this money. I found her videos being bullied. That's why I felt sorry for her to get this help. So I don't understand why she's saying she got bullied and dragged her name on the mud. She brought the issue, and she was actually live crying, why are these people bullying her, that because she only asked for loan and not mchangos. So that has nothing to do with this case or with this with the help that the lady gave her. So she should just come and explain to us what happened, because we never crossed her path until she provoked the lady. Because you cannot be owing somebody money, they send you messages, you don't communicate, you just went like silent. So she will be worried, and she gave the money on public. So she came and started looking for people who might have known Becky. So she's not supposed to say like we bullied her. Nobody bullied her. I found her being bullied about the help, and I stretch my hands so she can get this help, and she's disappointing me and breaking my trust towards humanity, and I hate it.
Thank you so much for being very audible about that part. It means a lot for this case as we are looking into this case, yeah? So I want you to focus on me. Do not focus on the person who is outside the court, because like I said, whatever she's saying outside this court will not be admissible, because she did not come here and lay the same complaints to counter-sue the accusations that has been laid against her. And that is what transpired even in a law court. So Madam Goddess, focus on me. You said you were a guarantor. Was there a contract? Was there a contract at one point that if this, if this Becky fails to pay this money, you as the guarantor are going to pay the amount? And then I want you to clarify also on which year was this money loaned, because it is very important, and how much is it in Kenyan shillings? You just mentioned euros.
Your Honor, sadly there was no agreement that if she failed to pay, I'm gonna pay, but it was more of I was a witness, and we did it in public just in case someday she denies not being given the money. What was the other question? The date and the year the money was loaned was 16th of August 2024 at around 9 or 10 p.m. Kenyan. The money was 130,000 Kenyan shillings. I gave her my 5,000 without a loan, but maybe I should also take it as a loan now.
Given the fact that this has also parallelly, affected you as the witness, would you like to seek any compensation through this court? I have gained interest in the last statement where you said you had initially given her 5,000 shillings, which was not a loan. Thank you for being that truthful with this court. But you would love to, you are having two thoughts that maybe you should also collect this money. Do you have any compensation that you want this court to, to put into consideration as we proceed in this court, in this case?
No, about my money I gave her with a kind heart. I don't need it as a loan. She can keep it, but she has to pay the loan,
because I can see that we have the presence of the first plaintiff. I welcome you to this court. It is a fair and free court. Thank you for honoring the sermon of this court and finding time for us so that you appear here, as well as you have shown your own side. I also want to extend a warm welcome to the accused. It will be in her best interest to come and defend her case. But if she fails to come, we are also going to approach this under the law, because it is a substantive justice that we seek at the end of this trial. Before I give the microphone to Madam Goddess, Madam God Bless the Travel, I want to finish with Madam Goddess. Now, Madam Goddess, thank you for explaining everything in a truthful point of view, as well as everything you've said here. You have shed a light to this, and thank you for honoring to be a witness. Not many people want to be involved in social media drama. I understand that. Give us your final remarks about this, because now the microphone is moving from you. If you have anything else left to say, let your soul and let your heart be free.
Is let us when somebody did something to you, remember their kindness. Just because somebody helping you doesn't mean they have a lot of money. But when you don't want to pay a loan and somebody is involved, can you even remember the reputation of others without even I don't know how to explain it, but please, Becky, pay that money, I beg you.
Eka, mute. Can you mute? Sorry, a silence in court. Thank you for that, Madam Goddess. Madam God Bless the Travel. The mic is yours, and I understand that in this case you are the loan giver and you are the main plaintiff. Please take the mic before you. For transparency and data preservation, that we also understand your personality and who we are dealing with, and then introduce your case and your claims.
Yeah, good morning. First, I'm sorry. Niko kwa barabara ninaenda kazini, so that's why it's very early. Kutakuwa na makelele ya magari. So, mimi kwa hiyo kesi hata I don't know what to say, because nilipeana pesa with a good heart. Nikakopesha Becky money, and she broke the law, the agreement, Nikampea a lot of time aweze kutafuta hela ndio aweze kuniregeshea, but Becky kept threatening me and tell me if ile wakati nitaacha kukuja online kucomplain or to ask for help, ati kuwa nataka hela yangu aregeshe. Akaniambia she will never pay, she will pay only when I stop kuuliza online ama kumtaja, unaona. Kwa hivyo hata kwa hii kesi ni vile imeletwa hapa bado, so sioni kama ataweza kulipa. Alisema she can do that until I stop kuja online kutafuta usaidizi. And nilimpea 130,000 nikijua ataniregeshea on October 8th. Nikampea mpaka 12th of October. She failed to pay. Akaniambia kama ninaweza kumuongezea, September, sorry, 8th of September. Akaniuliza ni lini ninaweza kumuongezea. Nikamwambia the only thing I can do, nitakupea ulipe hii pesa mara mbili, 65k. September ulipe, end of September ulipe 65k, naelewa, na end of 30th of October ulipe 65k. So the end of September nikamkumbusha, nikamwambia Becky, so you remember you have to pay me hii pesa September. Juno akanireply tu, akaniambia give me your M-Pesa number. Nikampea, nikamwelezea vile atafanya. I waited for that money until today. That woman never reached me back. And the deadline was supposed to pay 30th of October. Hakuniambia lolote. October ikafika, November, sasa tuko December. So what can I do when people refuse to pay you money? What can you do? Nothing, because I don't feel there's justice for me. I cannot go to her home to beat her mother or to do something. I cannot do anything. and I don't want to talk about it because I feel so bad. It's early in the morning and I want to cry. I don't want about it. Sasa mtu akikataa kulipa pesa anafanyangwa nini? So unamwachia tu na unamwachia Mungu. So I can't do nothing to her. What can I say? That's the only things I can say.
Thank you so much. I understand that you are allowed to, give your reviews and what you want to prevail in this case. Yeah. But as well as we will be respectful for you to, trust the competency of this case, this court, because we are able to come to this conflict resolution that is fair to you and also fair to Becky. So that is why we are seated today. Calm down your emotions and allow me to cross-examine you. Did you at one point have any agreement with this lady? And did you have any submission of your evidence, maybe the M-Pesa messages? Because I understand you paid it in M-Pesa, and maybe where the accused was sending you admission that yes, she lent your money, but she's not gonna pay. Do you have it in text or written or spoken evidence? God bless, the mic is on you.
Yeah, I've just requested her mic. Yeah.
She said on her online, Lady Jacqueline was there when I was complaining about that money kwa live ya Malisafi.
Yes,
and then after she opened her live na akasema wakati nitawacha kumsema ati she got bullied na hata lipa hiyo pesa until niwache kuleta haya maneno online. That is what she said. And on to me, hakaniandikia a lot of screenshot. I have all those screenshots. Even nafikiri Kodesu uko na hizo nini kwa WhatsApp yako utaangalia. Even that M-Pesa statement, everything is there because I'm waiting for my bus now. It might arrive anytime. Maybe so everything she has nilitumia nini. Hata nikikaa saa hii kwa basi nita screenshot nitamtumia kila kitu awape. So yes, I have evidence. Nilimtumia pesa, anajua na ni ukweli. Yani we are not lying and we are not I'm not cloud chasing, so it's true. Na amefail kulipa na amekataa. Mimi I have nothing else to say ila tu sijui sasa kunaendanga aje.
All right, that is since it is very clear that we might need to give Madam God bless. It is very clear that we might need to give. Please mute. So yeah, it is very clear that we might need to give Madam God bless some time because naturally she's going to work and that will take some time. So we are going to be patient with her. And since she has informed this court, we allow her some minutes until we can have the counsel cross-examining her as well. But Madam Prosecutor, back to you. Is the counsel in this court, are they listening?
Yes, Your Honor. The counsel are listening. They are both down in the comments following the proceedings as I continue. One thing that one counsel has asked me, one of the things that he was actually finding out was whether indeed there was a contract. All the questions that you've been asking, those are the questions that he also was actually posing. And also the nature of the loan, whether it was secured or unsecured, was there a guarantor? So those are pretty much the same things that he was trying to ascertain. He is listening down in the comments below. He is also driving, but he is listening, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Because I feel that the plaintiff, Madam God bless the travel, has said enough. Of course, enough is not just where we stop. We're going to be listening to her more, but because we are giving her that respect to reach safely at work, I'm giving this microphone back to Madam Goddess. And before that, Madam Prosecutor, can you advise me if the members seated on the panel, any of them are legal counsels, or they have legal background on this, on this panel?
Your Honor, I will give them a chance to speak. Muhatsi, unmute. Muhatsi, can you unmute and talk to the the able judge, please. Oh, I think I muted you by mistake.
Before they do, a
Yes.
quick question back to Madam Goddess, because God bless would have been the person to answer this, but I feel that also in Klaus, the other plaintiff who is Madam Goddess can answer me quickly. Madam Goddess, I want to ask you a question. Now, kama you will not understand it in English, you can request that we speak Swahili, and anyone else can request, yeah? So I want to ask you a question. What was the nature of this loan of 130,000? Was it a secured loan? In that case, I mean, failure to pay this loan. What were the security? When you get a loan, you can either take your laptop and say, if I don't pay this loan, take my laptop, and don't sell it out and recover the money. When it's unsecured, it means that you never gave any security to this loan. Was it a secured or unsecured loan?
Thank you, Your Honor. According to your question, I'm gonna be honest with you. We never used any agreement on the loan apart from the message that we sent, the money M-Pesa message, and we never used any guarantor things or securing it. We only did secure it by giving it in public so others will witness it. And the person who was taking the loan was so confident that she's gonna pay the money on 6th September. So we only have the messages of the person who we sent the money to and the M-Pesa messages. That is all we have.
All right. Thank you so much for that clarity. It will make sense later in the ruling, and it's only respectful that I recognize the senior counsel because who just communicated the message from to Madam Prosecutor to appear in this court, because the senior counsel he is a senior counsel in real life, and I appreciate him being on the background to guide us in the proceed of this court case. That means that we are giving the members of the public a surety that we are not just presenting entertainment, rather we are presenting exactly what would have happened in a court of law if today Madam Becky Akinyi was arrested for failure of paying that loan. This is a legal aid that we are giving, and also informative and educative, so take note of that. The microphone goes to Mr. Is it Mrs. or Mr.? But yeah, the microphone goes to Muhatsi. Please advise the court who you are, and so that we can also use respectful languages in court, and what is your contribution towards the case that is before us. Take over.
Greetings from Nairobi, Kenya. My name is Muhatsi Jr. I'm a friend of the court. As it is my nature, I like giving credit and giving flowers to people when they are still kicking and when they are still alive. I'm giving credit to the people and to the mind behind this court, and also to you, Madam Judge Black Cinderella. You're looking so beautiful and so nice today, more than the other day. May God bless you. And everybody who is listening to this session, and everybody who is listening to this court session, may God bless you. And I'm just happy, and I'm very okay with what is happening today. So to me, before I talk or I say anything, I think I'll have to listen to the case because we may not understand the foundation and everything, how this case started. So before making any judgment, before maybe talking, we listen, then we can judge later. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the word is true. When you are asked about TikTok law courts, please tell them TikTok law courts will listen and we judge. And we are the law and the content. Thank you. Thank you, very important. Now, I am going to be fair because we are all human beings, and at times there is an understanding in our profession as judges and members of judiciary to also adhere to the fact that some of the accused gain fear when they are taken to a law court. It is natural that Madam Becky has gained fear to appear here, either by self-judgment or by the cyberbullying she has experienced. It would have been important if she came and argued it here, but for now, under the law and under what is written in the law, I cannot admit that claim until she comes here. So the message has been conveyed to her, and I hope if she's willing to come here, she will give another directive in this case. Regardless that she's not here, we are going to be human beings, because TikTok law courts, like I said, it's not for TikTokers. It is for the people to learn something, to learn what they can do if they're in this situation tomorrow. The two people on the panel are a friend of the court and the plaintiffs, both in clause, witness and plaintiff. I want you, Madam Prosecutor, to give a chance to our members in the courtroom who would love to weigh in this matter as well, because their opinion matters in this court. Give them a chance to come up on the panel section. They are allowed to pick the defensive side, and we really need someone from the comment section who has listened to this from the start to represent Madam Becky, so that she knows she still has people behind her, and this is not about bullying her. This is about justice, and we are going to get there. So let people come and show her that we are not bullying her, rather we are just finding transparency and a fair justice. Come up if you are representing Madam Becky, or if you want to represent Madam God Bless and Madam Goddess. But as for now, I feel that these ladies, they are capable of presenting themselves. But it is a court of law, and counsels are allowed. Welcome so much, junior counsels. We're going to refer to you to junior counsel. We are going to refer to all of you as junior counsel. Please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. We are going to refer to you people as junior counsels, because we have changed the way we are proceeding. We have senior counsels who are qualified with license as with KSL license, and we have the junior counsels who are members of the public and this court to come also and present their argument. It's a creative court. Take the mic, whoever wants to start first. I think Madam Prosecutor advised me on that. I want to listen to what they have to present.
Yes, Your Honor. I've got, I think I've brought forward 4 junior counsels. I have Pastor Emmanuel, I have Melvo, I've got a Making, and Mama Culture. So any of you can unmute and begin to talk, please. You can weigh in on what is how the proceedings are going. I've also seen Mr. Malisafi in the comments. I've just seen him down there. Mr. Malisafi, Your Honor, is the person who presided over the discussion around this loan initially. And he had God Bless on his platform, and he also had people like Moon Goddess, and I think that day Becky Akinyi did not come, but then of course I remember sitting there. I sat in for Becky Akinyi. I was there in defense of her. So Your Honor, I have seen Malisafi down there, so perhaps if he likes, he can always come up and give some clarity on what actually transpired. Thank you, Your Honor.
In this case, Madam Prosecutor, I beg to understand, which Malisafi are we talking about?
Your Honor, I am talking about Malisafi Twangla of TikTok, Your Honor. Thank you.
I'm going to give the mic to, let's start with Pastor Emmanuel, because we also recognize the Bible and the religion, either Muslim or Christianity. We want to, recognize your presence here. Give us a spiritual insight or what on what we are discussing about, so that we could proceed forward. Thank you.
Thank you. So Pastor Emmanuel, the mic is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for this platform. I say thank you for each and everyone who is here. I'm very sorry because I come a bit late, so I'm not just in touch with you. Maybe by the time I'll be in touch with you, then I'll come and talk, please. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you so much, Pastor Emmanuel. Thank you for that. Please stay on the panel and also follow up with what is going on, so that we can have a spiritual insight into this ruling and into this course of justice. The mic goes to Mel Oti. Please unmute and give your contribution towards the case that we have before us. As well as said in the panel, in the comment section, in the courtroom, if you wish to present a case or defense for Madam Becky, since she is not coming, please, it is not a show of cowardness. Rather, we understand that it could get into cyberbullying and fear of coming. So we want to show her that we are not against her. We have not ganged against her. We are a sitting court that is neutral. Kindly represent her, but Mel, mute your microphone and have a say in this court. Mute. Melvi, please take the mic.
Yes, I have requested for the mic to unmute. Melvoti, if you're there, unmute your mic. If not, then I will bring you down, if that's okay. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think they're there. Okay. Okay, Your Honor. I have a few other people in the guest. I'll just bring them up. Quite a few people. So I'll just bring them up and see what they have to.
Ningependa tu kuomba.
Yes.
Kama hauna maoni ama mchango kwa hii kesi, tafadhali usirequest kupanda. We understand that this has been shaken. Can you mute? The integrity of this case has been shaken, and also the sitting, as you can see from the look in my face, is a serious sitting, and we don't want joke. If you don't have anything to say, please do not request. This is not your court. You can walk around and look for a court that suits you, but this is a court of intellectual minds. Kindly unmute your mic and give a contribution in this matter.
Can I quickly just say something?
Okay, Madam Deliberation.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd just like to rectify one thing that you say. It is LSK, Law Society of Kenya, not KSL. That's all I needed to say. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Delia. Thank you for that.
Thank you for that. We take it positively. Thank you. Sometimes it is, we also don't show it, but we are here, we are under a hot seat. We are sitting on hot seat, and we understand people are looking at us to, see our slightest mistake so that they can get content. And that is why I said TikTok locals is the law and the content on TikTok. So we might have that, misguided information, and I believe it is only fair that we are corrected, because to err is human. Thank you. Madam Goldie, welcome so much. Your presence means a lot to me, because I understand that I'm talking to someone who is a woman of wisdom, and I would love you to put an insight in this case. Please take the mic.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you for this session. The way you have said, apart from delivering justice, we are all here to learn. There is something that we learn. Now, in this case, I don't know how it will be, because I think the defendant is taking advantage, because she knows the rules to follow when taking a loan of that much from somebody. There was supposed to be a contract. And because there is no this contract, I think this is the advantage that she's taking. And I think Becky, being the Becky that is known, this is somebody who is known on this platform. She was given this loan in kind. There was that trust of who Becky is on this platform. And that is why she was given this loan without the procedure that was supposed to be followed. I think God bless and Moon Goddess. I think there's something you have learned. For you to reach here, there's something you've learned, and it is very sad that that kind of money somebody is taking advantage by dodging, giving excuses of bullying. I was here, I happened to have been here when Becky was in that problem. There was that bully. People were bullying her, and I concur with Moon Goddess the way she's saying. People bullied that Becky when she was asking for that loan. And that is why Moon Goddess was concerned, because the Becky that we knew was somebody who was helping people. And I think that is why this loan was given without a second thought. It was given without a second thought. Now that things happened the way they happened, I think, and I kindly ask, maybe this Moon Goddess is here. Maybe Becky is here with us, or somebody will talk to her. I kindly ask her, please, the way God bless came to your aid when you are down, forget about this bullying, because TikTok is bullying, and you are bullied even before you are given this money. Can you kindly don't take advantage that there was no paperwork. You come and pay. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much you'll be paying and for how long. God bless is hurting. It is obvious that God bless is hurting. That was a lot of money, and she has known that she made a mistake. And I hope everybody here is learning. Everybody has learned that no one can be trusted when it comes to money. There has to be paperwork. So it is up to this court. I don't know how we will proceed, but it is up to this court to give their wisdom, its wisdom on how to handle this kind of case, because I think we have so many people down here who have lent, who have given loan without document, and they are in this same situation. Thank you.
Your Honor, can I request something, please? Because right now siwezi kuongea sana. Unaweza kunipea inaitwaje to move my case in the evening, if is that possible, so that I can be able to explain, to give the full details, because naona watu wengi wanasema hawaelewi vile kesi ilianza, and so that I can give the reason why I gave money without documents and explain the full details, because naona sija explain the full details. Is it possible to move my case in the evening?
Madam,
yes.
I want you to trust the integrity and the competence of this case. Senior counsels are behind us. They are behind the scenes. These are real people with licenses to practice in Kenya as LSK. And we have the junior counsels who are in the comment sections, who are who are coming up. They have their own review. But we as the judiciary, we have enough. We are proceeding well. We are on the track. We are on the track. So feel free to just stay, or if you have anything, request, because the case is actually yours. Don't worry about the comment section. They don't need to understand A to Z to monkey to donkey to the KWS. We have enough as the judiciary. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the reason why nina request hivi sababu saa hii nita drop manake naingia kazi alafu nitamaliza saa 7. So I was requesting if you can reopen my case again, ama unaweza ni to move my case to the afternoon or in the evening, if is that possible.
In that case, we will take your submission into consideration, and proceeding forward, I will advise if the court is going to give a ruling or if it is going to give another date of hearing and trial, because to put into consideration that the accused is also not present na ini hombi lako kama plaintiff at the end of this session, which is a cross-examination, and also for the juries to present their creativity in law. I will put that into consideration and advise later. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Going forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. God bless. If you ukiweza kaa tu hapo mpaka saa zile unaingia kazi ndio pengine unaweza drop, but hata kama unaweza kaa tu hapo quietly ukiwa kazi, simu ikiwa kwa bag, pia hakuna shida. Tukimaliza kesi tuta drop tu live na uta drop tu hivyo. Kwa hivyo hakuna shida, hakuna mengi yenye yafaa useme saa hizi, kwa sababu sisi sote tuko familia na hii kesi. Already tumesha isikia. Godes ameongea vizuri sana. Kwa hivyo usiwe na wasiwasi venye judge amekuambia, usiwe na wasiwasi. Weka tu hapo uwe umemlipa.
So,
yes,
this is what I used to.
Yes, take the mic. Yes.
Okay, this is what I used to say, and if my sentiments will not go well with maybe the person who came with the case, she may pardon me. So next time when you want to bring, or when you taking your case to the court, make sure one, you have all time to attend to the court session from the beginning to the end. Don't mix like you coming to court, you going to work. So which is which?
Sorry.
You can imagine if everybody decide to come to court.
Allow me to interrupt if you don't mind. Most of the people who come to court, they juggle work with appearing in court. So I think it's only fair to be understanding, but you can continue and finish your point. Sorry about the interruption. Yes.
So maybe was it were you aware that maybe in the middle of the case that she will be going to work? Maybe if I may ask you like that, were you aware?
Yes, I was aware, Muhatsi Junior. I was aware, counsel. I was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks.
I love the show of intelligence that is going on in this court. This is what TikTok law courts aim in presenting to members of public as content. And I also want to put an insight aside from the case that sometimes it can be a possibility that there is, undermining of the person that gave you a loan. And that is why nikikuuliza swali, for the next of the people who might come back here, nikikuuliza swali about, ama nikupe microphone, unieleze wewe ni nani, please go into your personalities, Because now, from my legal eye, I can see a personality in God Bless, that God Bless is someone, apendi maneno, and she is someone who does not, you know, there are people who just don't know how to fight. They you can't cross them, but they don't know how to fight, right? Uni mtu anaonekana calm in nature, and for the sake of any other person who would ever come to court, please emphasize on your personality. When you're given that chance, give us who you are, because you can describe yourself, you can describe your nature. It is effective for your case. It is your turn, it is your mic, go with it. As well as I'd love to correct the plaintiff herself, because for the purpose of being informative to members of the public, you cannot present a case in court alafu uje useme akikataa kulipa nimemwachia. You see, now you are trying to, you know, give another verdict, which is even, you know, in the first place, we won't be seated in court. So sometimes when you have gone far to present your case in a court of law, do not come with sympathy and, consideration of forgiveness, because it affects the ruling of the jury and the judiciary as such. Just present your case, argue it out, and leave the judgment to come from the court, because exactly what you came for. Thank you so much. And that correction was said respectfully for any other person who would ever be in a law court. Person who would ever be in a law court. Person who would ever be in a law court.
Counsel that is stepping in for the accused, Your Honor, and she has been following closely in the comments. I think maybe she will come up and actually give some input or direction.
So I want to give a directive in this court proceeding. People that come on the panel, if you, now I'm sorry, because of balancing justice, yeah? People who come on the panel, we already have, enough. Madam Goddess, Madam Goldie, and Madam God Bless, I believe she's following this. I need 3 people who want to represent Becky. I need 3 people who specifically want to present Becky. Please avoid being embarrassed in court, because I'm very verbal and very audible. I want specific people to represent Becky. Now, if we don't have any other one, it is also well and good. But panel section, please, moderators, people who are representing Becky, up them. Up them, up them, up them. I want to see a balanced argument.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. So I'm going to, I think, let me just, let me speak with the senior counsel representing Becky just now. She has been following the proceedings also through WhatsApp. She's been kind of giving me her input via WhatsApp. Let me see if she is already in the request. Okay, so I have quite a big number, Your Honor, of people requesting to come up and represent Becky. So let me just take 2 of them, and I think that's enough, including, I'll leave that space for the senior counsel that represents Becky if she comes on the guest request. Your Honor, may I just say something? That there is, okay. My apologies, Your Honor. There is an issue that is arising that I will be raising with the court after these proceedings are finalized. Do give me permission, do grant me permission to raise that issue at the end of these proceedings. And I think that I'm a bit worried that perhaps there'll be a bit emotive. They'll be very emotive, but I think they are necessary issues to raise in court. So thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Now you've left the, Madam Prosecutor, thank you for that concern, but you've left the court, in suspense. we are wondering if it is okay with you, the issue can be raised right now, because at the end of the day, we consume what is thrown against us, because it is not the fight for power, it is the fight for justice, and there will be a side that is not impressed, and there will be a side that is impressed. We are immune and trained to, take all the stones that are thrown against us. If you could raise that submission right now, it will be best that the court does not remain or operate in suspense.
So, Your Honor, these metaphoric stones are rather large and they will hit quite hard. So my suggestion is that we continue with the proceedings as was, and we literally come to these later on, Your Honor, because they are quite heavy. Indeed. So do allow us to continue, and then when we are done, we will then raise these issues. They are concerning 3 gentlemen. I will just give you a clue. There were 3 gentlemen somewhere, and they spoke certain issues that were very, very sensitive, and I can actually say that they were also painful to hear. So I just did want, if possible, Your Honor, I will hopefully just raise it with a member of the council and members of the council, and just so people give us directions. People like Goldie will give us directions on how to proceed with this really, really heavy conversations, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Prosecutor. I think it's safe to say at this point, I will love to use Swahili. Wapinzani kwa kila mchezo wapo. Sometimes in a battlefield, my father, who is in Kenya Defence Force, taught me something. When you are in a battlefield and you hear gunshots, as far as you've had gunshots, it only means one thing as a soldier, that the bullets has not hit you. Because when bullet hits you, everything stops and your life starts, draining away and drifting away from your body. So since we have heard that there are gunshots out of this high court, we would love to say we have not been hit yet. We are still in position and in fit to continue with this court session. Please do not allow any disruptions to interfere with this case, because our clients, who are the plaintiffs and even the accused, they are seeking justice, and they saw us fit to try this case in our court. So we continue, soldier on, where you are bulletproof. It is meant to happen. And yes, there can be another judge on TikTok, but nobody else can do it like me. I am your favorite judge.
Thank you.
I want to give the microphone to Madam Goddess. Madam Goddess the Moon. Engage in any insult, exchange of, verbally uncomfortable words during this period that you are seeking the accused, save all of you the headache and, do the needful.
Was that directed towards myself or Moon Goddess? Sorry, Your Honor.
I would definitely love to put a comment on that, Your Honor. So when the issue came online, when God Bless brought the issue to Malisafi's platform, actually Lady Jacqueline was also there on that guest. So when she said, when she opened her live after I sent the recordings to her, and I said, really, why would you want this issue to be like now the way it is? Because it's getting out of hand. Why you didn't just communicate to the girl and explain yourself? I have all the messages since I started talking to Becky about that issue. And And instead of her replying, she just kept like she was no communication, and then she has the audacity to open live and say she doesn't owe anybody any money, what money and all that. So out of being provoked, yes, I said she has to pay that money or nimroge, and which is still actually open. I just want to know if she will pay the money or not. Simple as that. And then we can take justice from our own hands as well, because we cannot give that money and thinking like without any defense, so she can come and talk. Also, she talks ill about us. So me, I replied out of being provoked and as a witness.
Your Honor, both.
About that?
Yeah. So I will. I won't respond to that yet because I've got a procedural announcement to make. So both senior counsels are now present. This is Sunday, Senior Counsel Sunday, who is representing the accused. And I do have the other senior counsel. I've just seen him in the room. So I will wait for him to request to come up, but he has been following the proceedings very, very closely.
Honor, I would love to comment something. When I said kuroga mtu I live in coast area and tunasomeanga watu albadili. So mwenye anamaanisha anajua the meaning of albadili will understand me, but watu wa bara wataielewa nikisema kuroga. But kama hata lipa hiyo deni, I promise tutamsomea albadili. But we are very patient, by the way.
Members of the public, I think it's safe for me as a sitting judge to, request an insight of what is al-Badir. This is sensitive. It is, touching the religion of Islamic. As someone who was an Islam before I later came back to Christianity, I am aware what that means, but I don't want to put words in the mouth of, Madam Goddess. Madam Goddess, please, some of the members wenye wako bara, hawayuko Mombasa, watakuwa na concern. What is this al-Badr? Or I think umeisema kwa Kiswahili al-Badir. Mimi najua kwa Kiarabu al-Badir. Wewe umeisema kwa Kiswahili al-Badili. So what is this thing that you're going to read, and how or what does it do to the accused?
That is so personal. Nothing to do with the point. I said al-Badil so you can understand, and those who understand will understand. And it's everybody has a right to do it. That is why it's available everywhere in coastal region. So yeah.
Yeah, the reason nimeuliza, it's because you see we have a court section whereby we have a section in the law of Kenya rather, whereby such claims or such compensation claims could qualify to be mistaken that it falls under the witch doctor penalty code, which is a code on the law courts of Kenya. But I think she is not willing to give an insight of what they plan to do apart from coming to court today. Being that I am a judge, and sometimes my duties is also to make sure that there is transparency on this case, or in this case. I would love to give a chance to members of this courtroom in the comment section if you know what exactly was that, because we are fair. We want to hear, we want to see, so that we establish, are these actual threats or are these just spiritual ways of seeking justice apart from going to a law court? Kama unajua al-Badir ni nini, haitakuwa fair judge aseme I know what it is, but I wouldn't be fair to say it with my mouth. Kama unajua al-Badir ni nini, waelezee wenzako kwa comment section ambayo watajua about al-Badir. Please take the microphone, that explanation quickly.
Your Honor, I've brought up redemption. Redemption, take the mic, please.
Jesus, I'm sorry, Jackie. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, Redemption, don't worry. She came up by mistake. I'll just bring someone else, Your Honor. So I'm going to bring the next person in the guest. I think Judy has requested. I think Coach Will Lane has also requested.
Any person who knows what is al-badl, we are holding the court under siege. We want to understand so that also the accused, when she is at home, is aware of what might. If you know what is al-badl is, take the mic. Anybody who wants to give an explanation what is al-badri, otherwise we are not going to waste time. And because we are a judiciary, we do not believe in threats and we do not condone the threats in court. If nobody is going to be willing to give...
Your Honor, al-badil is not a threat, please.
No, I am just speaking in a neutral ground. There are people who feel they understand and they don't know. They are going to see it as a threat. That's why I'm asking someone to clarify that so that the counsel can also put it in consideration that these are not threats, they are admissible. I want to weigh if this is admissible in court. Kama kuna mtu anajua al-badri ni nini aseme, kama kuna mtu anajua, judge ataendelea na kesi.
Your Honor, let me Your Honor, yes. Can I talk? Let me say what I know about al-badri. Al-badri, it is a religious curse. It is a curse. In short, ni laana. So when she say maybe she will do al-badri and everything, it means the person mwenye amemkosea atalaaniwa. Let us not beat around the bushes. It is a curse. Thank you.
And that is exactly what I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted. Because if we are going to say we are informative and educative to members of the public, let's approach this issue with transparency. It is not a crime to say that. And from what he has said, it now leads me to asking, is there anybody on the panel who wants to add on that, or we proceed?
Can Madam I add something? My Honor, can I add something? Yes. Well, I grew up in Mombasa. Al-badiri, it works, but you yourself, you have to be very clean because it can turn against you. Thank you, my Honor.
If you're actually guilty, it will double against the person too as well. Don't forget that, Evelyn. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Your Honor.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Your Honor, if I can add, I think these were threats. And I think Moon Goddess used threats in asking for money. So maybe this, and the fact that this issue was taken...
Can I cut you short? Your Honor, please can I take the mic a little bit? I'm sorry, Goddess. Goldie, I'm sorry about that. Goddess, can you kindly take back that word? Because I'm here representing Becky, and whatever terms you're using are more of...
We will not take that word because I was asked if there was words I used.
Can you give me the mic first? Give me the mic first. Please don't be quick on answering and responding. Let me finish. Can you let me finish? Goddess, let me finish is when you reply to me. I need you to take back your word because you
are... I said I'm not taking it back. Period.
Anyway, as I'm saying here, Judge, I'm here defending Jackie Akinyi, and from the point of view, I'm seeing my client here is facing defamation.
Becky Akinyi, Sunday, thank you.
Yes, Becky Akinyi, sorry for that. Yeah. She's facing defamation, she's facing cyberbullying, and she's also facing this kind of cult thing called Kurogo or something like that, as you don't believe in such things. And in the court of law, I need Goddess to understand you don't have any right to condemn or to curse someone with your religion or with your whatever thing. If you don't want to take the word back, that is fine with you. But if you're pure at heart is when you have the right to do something like that to someone. So my point of view, I don't think you have any right, because wewe mwenyewe venye nakufuatilia, you don't have the purest of heart to even say such words here. So Judge, as I go forward, I'll be listening, but Now that I'm quiet, I'm just listening to the conversation of how people are chipping in. Then I'll give my final say as I'm defending my client. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Sandy. Thank you for that. Sandy, yes, as Goddess said, she cannot take it back because these are events that took place. And the judge wanted to know whether in the course of the event that has led to this, there is anything that took place. Now, tumeambiwa this issue ilipelekwa kwa Mali Safi. Mali Safi, the way we know him, ni mtu wa chai. So, to me, I tend to believe that it was supposed to be served as tea. And maybe this is what has made Becky to react the way she's reacting. What she's doing.
Objection, Your Honor. The reason why God Bless took this issue to Mali Safi is because we have been trying to reach Becky. She was just silent on us, no communication, and this thing we did it on public. So God Bless had the right to go there. And Becky, why did she push us that far? If she didn't want this issue to be this way, she could have just paid the money on the agreement dates, even after her sending us a message explaining herself how situation is bad on her side. We still kept silent. After that, she said, if we stop talking about this issue, she will pay the money. It is now 2 months. Since November and October, we didn't talk about the issue. She still didn't pay the money. So what is wrong if I say, or if you cannot pay the money, dawa ya deni ni kulipwa. Nitamsomea albadil, alipe deni ya wenyewe. Mwenye haki atapewa haki yake. So I cannot take that back. She pushed us hapo mpaka tukafika hapo. So me, I don't see my makosa. Alipe deni.
Objection, Your Honor. Can I say something, please? There is this madam here, Your Honor, by the name Coldy. Ameongea kitu yenye nilikuwa nafikiria. For heaven's sake, who doesn't know Mali Safi on this social media platform? You see, there is something that is called reputation. People will always address you how you are addressing others, or also how you dress. There's no way I'll come and meet Judge Black Cinderella the way she's dressing nicely like this, and then I disrespect her. To say the truth, let us call a spoon, a spade, a spade. Mali Safi doesn't have pure and good reputation here on social media. So how can you take a serious case on her? Na unajua vizuri hiyo kesi itasaviwa kama chai.
The reason why God Bless did that, it's because Mali Safi and Becky have been best friend, and everybody here has witnessed how many times Mali Safi used to go even at Becky. He is the person who knows Becky at a personal level than we do. That is the reason why she went on that platform.
I think it's only in order, Your Honor, for Senior Counsel Muhatsi to say all he wanted to say before Moon Goddess, Lady Moon Goddess interjects. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, it is. The reason why I did not interject, Madam Goddess, because I needed to listen to her own response, because Senior Counsel approached the bench. I think we that have any knowledge in the judiciary, rather, I think we're establishing if there is any element for the other party, which is Becky, damages for something that she had mentioned outside this court. And that is why I started by, giving assurance to Madam Becky that she can appear here and counter sue. So what is going on here under the legal, the legal practice it's very relevant, and I want it to continue. Let it not be everybody speaking at a time, because as you can see, I have 2 ears, yeah, and this is not a marketplace. So we are going to do it very traditionally, okay? I understand it's very provocative, but allow each other to release their words to final state, and then we can give a response. So Mr. Muhatsi, you have the mic. Please, finalize on everything you wanted to say, and then Madam Goddess, very traditionally, very demure, very classy, you're going to give a response to that.
Okay, thank you so much, Your Honor, and thank you so much for protecting me. This is what I was saying. Even if not today, but in future, everybody listening to this court this court session, if you have a serious case that involves serious things like money, maybe marriage, maybe relationship, something serious, can you be selective and to identify who is supposed to handle your case? Because if you take a case, I don't want to mention names, but I just say Mali Safi because it has been mentioned here. If you present your case to someone like Mali Safi, even you in person, you are not a serious person. How can you do that? You are not a serious person. So in future, those people who are listening, can you identify, be selective? If you bring your case to someone like Judge Black Cinderella, my case will be successful. But if you take your case to that kind of people you are trying to mention here from one point to another, huko kwetu wanga walisema uluchivoshoma bwa matomero. You see, yani umepika ugali haijaiva, you may not be helped. Nobody will be on your side. So kindly, let us consider that one even as we move forward. Thank you.
Response to that?
I don't have a response to that because actually he was talking generally, not to me or anything directed to me that I should reply.
I don't want you to relent. I loved your first argument, and I'm telling you, I'm assuring you, it is admissible. You gave a response. If I understood you, you said that you went to that platform because according to you, they are friends. Continue from there. Let me pick something from there.
When I found when God Bless went to Malisafi's platform at daytime, I wasn't there, but I found the videos on FYP, and I took these videos and sent it to who? To Becky, and I asked her, Becky, why would you let this issue to reach this far? Now it's out of hand because lack of communication. Why don't you pay this money? And Becky's reply was, why will she go to my enemy? And I said, I asked God Bless, why did you go to Malisafi's platform? And she told me it's because I see videos of Malisafi and Becky in a personal, like they have met personally, like in their friends in the ground. So I took the issue there because Malisafi was the person who knows Becky in a personal level, and he has, like, they've been best of friends. And then when I took the issue to Becky, explaining to her the reason why God Bless took the message there, and because she was not communicating, she didn't know how else to reach Becky apart from people who are close to Becky, which is who? Malisafi. Me, I've never met Becky in personal level. I really don't know her. Same as the way God Bless has never met her. We just see Becky here on this platform. That is how we know her.
Point of interjection, Your Honor.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
This is what I'm saying, and I don't want Kodet to maybe misquote me. It doesn't matter whether Malisafi and the other party, they were friends. Even you have your friends. Can you sit down to study and understand the kind of friends that you are having? Hakuna venye utaniambia uko na rafiki mwizi, kuna kesi imekuja ya wizi, atunapelekea rafiki huyo mwizi aenda solve kesi ya wizi. It cannot happen. So I want you to admit that it was wrong. So we can work from that
It was
point.
not
If
wrong
it was
because
wrong,
she pushed the
then we can
lady
work
to
from
that point. Objection, Your Honor. She was not wrong because she pushed the lady in that point. If I give you my money because I came through helping you out, when people were bullying you, people were saying even worse things than Albadili. People were saying big things that I felt bad as a lady and as a woman. And I said, why would you guys discriminate somebody into that level? It doesn't matter what she's doing in Dubai. When somebody
about contract and a public transaction. The accused, who is Miss Becky Akinyi, cannot therefore claim she was bullied because the transaction being that it happened publicly, the members of the public also have the rights to witness the nature of how the events of August 16, 2024 later came out to be. These members of the public were witnesses too, and they were promised using verbal language from Madam Becky that atalipa. That was said on records and they were submitted in court. And however, the accused had cut off any communication to the plaintiff, leaving them other choices like seeking intermediators. And this is something that she could have prevented by either paying the money on time or communicating with the two plaintiffs, either herself or via a person on her behalf. As we all saw, her boyfriend came on Malisafi's platform when the complaint went public. I really wish Madam Becky would have been present in court today because our invite was so matured and friendly. But the law does not work on sympathy rather than it works on facts. In this case, I find that all the evidence submitted are substantial and admissible even in a court of law. I also rule that the plaintiff have presented sufficient evidence that the money was paid to Becky, and Miss Becky is aware that she has a loan to pay to God bless the travel. She is also aware, in accordance to one of her text message, that she is intentionally holding on to the money because she is feeling frustrated and disrespected by the plaintiff's action of going to Malisafi's platform. She believes she's retaliating, but unfortunately, the court finds this as no excuse to cause the plaintiff unrest, and also considering God bless the travel had let her know that initially the 130,000 she took alikopa kwa mtu na pia ndio aweze kumsaidia Becky. Let us clap Madam Prosecutor for the show of kindness from the part of Madam God. Now we can all see why before kina Goddess the travel came to her rescue. Hakuna mtu alikuwa ako willing kumsaidia hela. Could it be that it is in the public domain that Madam Becky Akinyi halipangi deni akichukua? Ama the public space seems to think Becky is well off and she can't be in need of a loan. But my point is, angalifaa kukumbuka na kujiuliza mbona watu hawakuwa wanakubali kumpa pesa. These ladies who have brought a claim before this court deserve to be encouraged and recognized for helping a stranger, and not only did they come to the rescue of a stranger, even before this court, they have come to seek the money without interest. In fact, they have at one point given an option of Becky to pay half of the money and to pay later another half of the money. Surely, should I temper justice with sympathy and mercy, or should the law take its course? Therefore, my answer is no, because I encourage humanity and the spirit of kusaidiana, especially with the hard times all over the world. Before tuende kwa stories of bullying on Malisafi's platform, whom according to a little description, Malisafi is a short wire on TikTok with very selfish interest to gain popularity on TikTok without helping out as per se. Dawa ya deni ni kulipa kama utaki kuaibika. because madeni zinaua huku nje. The same tone you used to nyenyekea upewe deni, lipa deni. Under the law, a borrower's legal obligation is to repay. We proceeded on these trials as experts. I think the legal counsel and the legal protocols under this ruling, they know the meaning of this is that to come to court and defend herself, which she failed to do so. Had it been she came as a judge, it would have favored her rather than watching us from behind the scene and sending text messages to the personal number of Madam Prosecutor. I hereby exercise the power to dismiss all her complaints until she respects the court and file a case to counter-sue or to start afresh another case of cyberbullying, whereby the plaintiff will now be the accused, and to seek this court in a formal way to sit down and give a verdict of her claims, which are legally valid. If you can publicly open the camera to seek funds, you can as well come on TikTok law courts to answer why the funds are unpaid. I find the accused guilty, and I rule that she is remanded at Industrial Area Prison until she provides the sum of 130,000 Kenyan shillings, which she can pay in 2 installments of 65,000 Kenyan shillings within the remaining days of December and the period between December and February 2025. I further rule that the plaintiff be compensated additional funds of not less and not more than 50,000 Kenyan shillings for the legal fees and the legal costs incurred during this trial, and that the second plaintiff be compensated a sum of 20,000 Kenyan shillings as emotional relief for all the stress she has been subjected to, trying to make sure that they get the money paid back. This ruling is subjected to be appealed by the accused, but tuonge kama deni imelipwa, because ukiwa rumande, you cannot present another case on top of another case until you are released and the charges are officially dropped. This case is hereby temporarily closed until Madam Becky Akinyi further advises the court by filing complaints formally about her claims. Thank you so much, and the court is closed for now. I want to take this opportunity before I give Madam Prosecutor the mic back. I took time before this sitting, 2 hours I was in meditation with my God, and there was some divine messages that I was given, which I would love to say in a short prayer. We understand, like I said before, I am in war as a judge, and we are in war as the judiciary in TikTok law courts with very hardcore TikTok criminals who are intoxicated, who are dragged, and they are throwing stones. I prepared a response that is in accordance to my legal education, because I cannot as a judge engage in verbal diarrhea. Rather, I can respond to these people in a spiritual way, which I would love to take this opportunity to do so, if you would allow me. May I ask members of this court to please bow down our heads for this word of prayer.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Father, we do not approach you with a sense of entitlement, neither do we approach you with self-righteousness. We approach you from a place of humility. Father, it ends with and in and on your mercy. A woman in the Bible was brought to you with the stones ready to end her life. Abba, without a word, you wrote your mercy on the ground. One after the other, they dropped their stones. They told her to shut up, that God, you will not listen to her. Abba, her cry of mercy brought everything to a halt, and before you died, you brought us redemption, and you ask us to come boldly so that we may obtain your mercy and your grace to lead. Would you ignore? Would you look away? Everything fails, your mercy never fails. Father, let them know that TikTok law courts did not come by the will of man, rather that our steps are deliberated and they are guided by the law and God. Let them also know that you are still God who does wonders without numbers. And all the ears that will hear, it will be known that you have chosen to have mercy on Judge Black Cinderella, Madam Prosecutor Lady Jacqueline, because we are not perfect. Rather, you have mercy on who you have shown mercy, and that your final judgment as we rule and judge the rest is what matters. Father, I decree and declare wherever my voice right now is being heard, let there be mercy speaking for us in conversations where we are not involved in person, but as the topic of the day. We may deserve what is coming against us, but avenge for us. The devil is passing judgment against us. But Lord, you said, mercy triumph over judgment. Please do not let our past and our mistakes work against us. Every evil afflictions, heavy burdens, depression, confusion, loneliness, mistakes of our generations and our past, rejections, and the mob judgment will never triumph to destroy the works of our hands and to take down TikTok law courts of Kenya. Your mercy has prevailed. We humble ourselves, Lord. Show us mercy. Arise and make a name for yourself through us on TikTok. Not only that, let this platform be where people who are repentant will be won as souls that are supposed to won back to you and reborn our destinies as we proceed henceforth. Amen. Thank you so much. That was my humble prayer, and my words were were rather put in my mind. Conversation with God. Now, after praying, I also want to say that I'm sorry for the public display of emotion that transpired during the weekend. It is only right that the judge, in accordance to my during the weekend, it is only right that the judge, in accordance to my profession, that I adhere to being an example and a leader. I cannot cross the same values that I intend to instill in the TikTokers and in the TikTok law courts and every criminal, be it a murderer, a cyber bully, or a verbally diarrheaing criminal that is presented before me. Rather, I would love the public to also understand that dealing with hardcore criminals require some force and some show of courage. We shall not relent. Allow me to change my tone. See, TikTokers, you don't tell where are they for this industry. And me, I will tell you, you are dealing with someone who is educated. I'm an educated mad woman. I did not come to prove a point that I'm perfect. Rather, I came with a content that could allow us to sit down and deliberate on issues and arrive on a solution. So I had to announce this, but I be one woman squad. This one is a mafia movement. You know, get how it won't take be when madness stops. That is where the madness of Judge Black Cinderella, aka Judge Mkufi, starts. No be by ring light and no be by spitting on your cameras. I beg, try to wipe your camera. Make I clap una de legit. TikTok law courts is here to stay because we are the law and we are the content. Thank you.
Am I able to go now? So how is it happening?
Yeah. You're free to go. Moon Goddess, yes, you can leave the court now. Thank you.
I'm so leave the court after you deliver the message to Becky, since you are the one communicating with her.
Yes, I will. Yeah.
You are with her. Oh, and then you let me know what she decides kindly before I leave. That is very me. I want to know the closure of all this. You decide if I will Somal Badiri or like become patient. Please continue.
Goddess, unamaanisha kwamba hujaelewa ruling ama?
Nimeelewa ruling, but sasa si Lady Jay alisema atafikishia ruling Becky juu Becky yako hapa through her WhatsApp. Sasa si ndio afikishe jumbe atuambie Becky amedecide aje na ruling yetu.
I think that takes time.
Failure to do that, let me advise you further legally. Failure to do that, rather than kumsomea Albadri, because now this is where I come and just be a citizen of Kenya. Albadri ukisomewa, Albadri na sheria zake. Albadri, labda wewe mwenye unasoma, uwe na mkono mzuri, uwe pia wewe si mtu wa dhambi, ndio uweze kumsomea mwenzako, because Albadri inaweza kubadilikia mwenyewe. Kama at one point, wewe Goddess, kwa pesa za deni,
Lakini melala.
Can I just finish? Okay. So I was explaining this to the members of the public. That is Albadri. Let's somwa kama ikiwa wewe mwenyewe una makosa yenye unawakilisha mbele ya Albadri, right? Albadri is a battle. It was fought by spiritual soldiers. So some people like calling them whatever, but there was an army of God that was invisible and spiritual. It is in the Quran. It's a valid thing in the Quran. So sio urogi. It's valid in the holy book of Quran. You can read Al-Badri, but it has its rule. Apart from rule ya mwenye anasoma Al-Badri, mwenye anasomewa Al-Badri ukipatikana na makosa ya hiyo Al-Badri, the consequences could also be madness or death. It is as serious as that. So I'd love to just ask Madam Goddess, instead of using this extreme, because there's one thing to seek justice from God, and there's one thing to seek justice from Judge Black Cinderella. God can decide otherwise. God avenges. There is a God of vengeance. Instead of going this extreme further, since we have given a ruling, and this ruling is effective, right? Give her the time to pay this money according to this ruling. Failure to that, before you proceed to spiritual consequences, Lady Becky is someone who is outside the country, but at one point she will be back. Your claims that you presented on TikTok are formal claims that will be taken at the JKIA. There is a police station at JKIA, and maybe a submission of a picture and her full legal names. Watafuatilia hiyo passport yake. The day she lands at JKIA will be the day she's arrested over this same money. So kama kuna bado other ways of proceeding a case, see sometimes kwa magistrate court, unezenda kwa high court, unezenda kwa supreme court before you actually go to Albadril, because with Albadril hakuna appeal na hakuna kurudi. That was what transpired in 2008 when there was post-election violence in Mombasa, na watu wakaenda wakaiba supermarket fulani. Kama tulivyosikia, kama Wakenya walianza kufura tumbo wakikufa, wengine wakirudisha zile vitu, na mwenye supermarket akasema mkitaka niondoe hiyo laana, it's a curse, a spiritual curse, murudishe kila kitu. People who did not return everything were dying, walikuwa nafura tumbo, wanarukwa kichwa, wanajiua, wanapotea. So Albadri is not as a joke, and the consequences, like I've said, could be death.
Yeah, so in other words, Lady Moon Goddess, it is time for you to exit the court. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so Your Honor, I think, I don't know if there's anything else we haven't done, but I think at this point, we come to the end of this court session. Thank you for presiding over this case. It was such a complicated case because when I spoke to Becky, she was quite adamant about whether or not she was willing to make the payments, but of course after serious deliberations, I do believe she has listened to the voice of the people as well, and I do hope that that has softened her heart. I will now bring the national anthem.
Madam Prosecutor, as you also tell Madam Becky formally of the ruling of this court, please also reach out to the plaintiff that the court has imeonelea iwape onyo this grace period that Madam Becky has been given to pay this money. Tafadhali, tuache kumsubject into trolling, because I've explained, kuna short wires wako TikTok, and to them your pain is their content, you understand? So kama tunaweza tulia, because pia complainant yeye ameomba watulie ndio aweze kuwapea pesa, that could make things easier. Now that wametulia, there will not be a further excuse for this lady Becky not to pay this amount of money. It is a game of maturity, and sometimes wisdom is better than strength. I keep on insisting that. Wisdom is better than strength. Wachaneni na yeye, asipolipa, you can come back, or we can seek further advancement in the court. Kama unaona high court haikukusaidia, unaweza enda Supreme Court, unaweza enda court ingine, unaweza enda wapi, but give her the time and the grace period as instructed in this court. Otherwise pia nyinyi tutawachukulia makosa. Thank you.
Thank you, my ladyship. Thank you so much. So guys, we are now going to sing the national anthem, after which we do our final song that we normally do. And then after that, you are all free to leave the courtroom. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Your Honor. We are going to sing play our final song, and it is Daima Mkenya, and then we all leave the courtroom. Thank you so much. And I will drop both senior counsels. Senior counsel Sandy, I will now drop you. Thank you for your support. And also Amicus Curiae Muhatsi, thank you so much for your support.
So thank you so much for watching the video to the end. Remember to like, share, comment, and if you have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know every time I post a new video. So guys, thank you. I'm gonna see you on my next video. Bye.